Hello, my name is Paula Emery. I'm a teacher at Warrnambool East Primary School, and here I am sitting in our beautiful garden on a beautiful morning. Our school participated in the Quality in Schools program in the years 1999-2000, and the Learning How to Learn program, which you're going to hear about today, was an outcome or a product of our involvement in that program.
So we're Warrnambool East Primary School. We're a school of 510 children at the moment, or thereabouts. We've got a fairly high mobility level. We have 100 ins and outs each year. We're in Warrnambool, which is in the south-west corner of Victoria, about 300 k's from Melbourne. Coastal town of around 30,000 people. We're a like 7 school, so we're at the sort of the lower socio-economic end of the scale in terms of the clientele that we have. There will be around 29 or 30 teaching staff, and then there would be around 20 non-teaching staff on top of that. Because coming into quite a large school by primary size, you know, the two issues that I see that you need to get right. One is you need to reduce the variability when you've got 50 staff that are dealing with children on a daily basis. We need to make sure that we're all using the same language, we're all treating kids, and we're all doing everything that we do, all our business, the same way. The second thing is to have the processes in place.
How does kind of looked at the school as an organisation or a big system? You know, to work through a process to say, well, what are we doing here? Why does this school exist? What's its business? We sort of extrapolated that down to the classroom level, and we asked exactly the same question. Well, how can this classroom be the best it can be? What do we value and believe in? How's this classroom going to operate and run? That's really all the prerequisite stuff that learning teams or learning environments need to establish before they even get started on any sort of formal schoolwork.
The Learning How to Learn program is a program that gets you ready to start the year off and gets you feeling confident about your new level.
In working up Learning How to Learn for our school, we looked at two major aspects. The school developing its own systems map. The staff worked together to develop a mission, vision, values, relationships, identified its processes and identified all of its subsystems. That was the first aspect. The second aspect was, how did we implement the changes in the classroom? How did we make it different for kids? And that was our overall aim. The classrooms also developed their own systems map.
Hello, my name is Tasha and I'm going to talk to you about our classroom principles. Together we voted on some of our classroom principles and we put them on a poster and then we presented them. One of them is we will cooperate and talk about problems. We've got Learning How to Learn books and we pasted things in there at the start of the year.
5E have made a mission statement and a vision statement. We looked at the 5 whys to get some ideas and we brainstormed them all and then we made them into little paragraphs. This is the mission statement. The 5E classroom exists to provide a safe, caring and relaxed place to learn.
For the first 10 days of each year, all formal classroom is suspended.
We first called it the 10-day program based on the notion that, my background as a reading recovery teacher, that Murray Clay is very much of the opinion that you spend your first 10 days of your reading recovery lesson, a reading recovery period of time, just roaming around what the child already knows. So we said, let's put that process, let's have a 10-day process whereby the teachers in this school are not going to teach anything for 10 days. That's where we came up with the matrix. And we chose the 4 elements of the matrix back then, which are different than what they are now. Paul then sat down and wrote lesson plans for each of those cells, so for each of those days. So here's a day 1, right through to day 10.
I apologised to the teachers and said, look, I'm not trying to teach you how to suck eggs, but if this daily schedule routine will help you slot in the things that needed to happen, please use it.
And sold it to teachers by saying that when you return to school next year, you don't need to think about what you're going to do for the first 2 weeks. It'll all be done for you.
We weren't told we had to do it. We just asked. We were asked, are you willing to give it a try? And we just fed snippets and had a go at it and it worked, so the next step was made.
There's the question that you start off with, like, why do I come to school? And then you got to answer why you come to school, to learn. Then you go, why do I come to school to learn? To get a good education. Why do I need to get a good education? So I can get a highly paid job. Why do I need a highly paid job? So I can live.
We just brainstormed some ideas on what makes a good student and how to behave properly and respect others.
A good student is there's persistence, is confident, listens, shares, is organised, is happy, cooperates.
Yeah, it's the same with a good teacher. Like, we brainstorm the ideas and
A good teacher is a good listener, helps people that are stuck, cooperates, is organised. A good aid helps people, gives ideas, is persistent, is confident, is organised, has...
it gets you prepared for like everyone and the teacher and what people expect of you and stuff.
You can't really do the activities by yourself. You need to work as a team, and that just teaches you how to work as a classroom. And then when you're doing independent activities, like, you're not afraid to speak to anyone, like, you don't really have any enemies. It's just like all friends. Like, you're not afraid to talk or anything.
We have class meetings in the morning and people put up issues. The students as chairperson and they run the meeting.
This morning we did the budgie, naming our budgie, because we've got a class pet budgie now. And we named the budgie and it named Skit.
You do caught doing something good. If anyone's been seen doing the school goal or the class goal throughout the day, someone will put their name up, and if there isn't any there, you'll ask, and then you go through the goal and the school goal.
And towards the school goal, with the thinking about behaviour and how it affects other people, who thinks you've been working towards that, or if you've seen anyone in the yard? No, yeah, Amanda?
The other day, Vicky fell over and Sarah just went up and helped her.
It just doesn't really matter if you make a mistake because during like the first 2 weeks, like, you learn that everyone makes mistakes and everyone's different. And
it's good because it gives the students an opportunity to stand up and say what you want to say about the class. And it gives the students an opportunity to take on a leadership role of taking a class meeting.
The ultimate aim for that sort of idea would be if you, the teacher, were away for the day, then the kids would know how to run the classroom. If a CRT or relieving teacher came to the classroom, the kids would say, oh, we know how this classroom works. This is the way we do things around here.
Welcome to Friday.
We have 16 boys and 12 girls.
These are our values: to be friendly and help others, to be fair, to be organised, to cooperate and work in a team, and to share. And over here we have our links. Each time we see someone doing the right thing or one of these, we give them a link.
Our mission is to learn, to make friends, to be happy and have fun. It'll be up there all year. And here is our vision: to be friendly and kind, share equipment, be fair, work in a team, be patient and tolerant, be calm, relaxed and happy, concentrate and listen.
Hi, I'm Kelsey, here to talk to you about our principles. Here they are: smile, be happy, have fun, be fair, do your best, be friendly to make friends, use class time wisely, believe in yourself, use positive language.
The kids of 4D thought hard about why we come to school and came up with some great ideas. Why do I come to school? To learn. Why do I need to learn? To get better at things I'm not good at. Why do I need to get better at things I'm not good at? So I'm smart. Why do I need to be smart? To get a good experience. Why do I need a good experience? To get a good job and a good life.
And I'm here to talk about these big posters. We had to make the posters about ourselves so our new classmates could know more about us. We had to add our ages and family members and all different things like that.
Our people tell us what kind of job we could have in the future and what kind of people we are. The kinds of people are body,
people, word, music, self-inspected vision. To find out what kind of people you were, we took a test called the MICY, Multiple Intelligence Checklist for Youngers. Here's an example.
People did pictures and poems about people they drew out of a bucket. After we were done, everyone in the grade put good words about them around, and they done poems about people. Ode to James Hyland. You are Brady's mate, you always laugh, you never cry. You always make me feel happy, you are very fun and kind.
This year we have teams, and the teams are Superstars, Cyber Sharks, Funky Monkeys and Rock Stars. We also have monitors. And then each people need to do jobs every day. And here they are. Windows, fan and lights, rolls and bank books, lunch baskets.
As part of our Learning How to Learn program, at the start of the year, we made this chart saying how committed we are to making this classroom a happy and safe place to learn. 18 of us said we are very committed. 9 said that we are willing to try. Luckily, no one said I'm not really interested. And that is why we've got a fantastic class, kids and teacher. And now here's our class motto.
4D, 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 4D. In 4D we are cool. In 4D we rule. In 4D we concentrate. In 4D we cooperate. What? We will get our work done, so we will be number one. We like to have a lot of fun when we run out in the sun. What?
It's evolved, I guess, over the years, and as the staff have done whole school PD, we've been able to look at the sorts of things we want to add to the Learning How to Learn program, and I guess through the evolution of the program, certain things have also dropped off.
The second round set of 10-day lessons were far more sophisticated than the first year.
We found we'd aligned ourselves to the UNESCO principles for fundamental improvement of children's education across the world, and so we unconsciously found ourselves aligned to these with these 4. You can do it, the quality classroom, thinking curriculum and students, which encompassed all aspects of student welfare.
So every day there was some activity or some lesson built around each of the 4 pillars or foundations. So every day the kids would be doing something about on the thinking curriculum. Every day they'd be doing something about, on the you can do it.
And the next stage after that was then to draw up, using those four pillars, was then just draw up a blank matrix for people. So the idea, they take it back to the year level or back to their department, their CSF level, and fill in those cells themselves. And the outcomes were grouped then under learning to know, learning to be, learning to live together, and learning to know. So they were based around those, and there might have been 6 or 8 or 9 outcomes for each one. So really saying, go about any way you like, do it in any order you like. Yeah. As long as you're running those 4 strands are going through, as long as at the end of it you've achieved this list of outcomes.
This is not a program that sits on the shelf to be done at the beginning of the year.
After having done it for 2 weeks, it sort of becomes part of your program, and you're referring back to it all the time. You keep it on display in the room, and it's just something you keep coming back to.
By the end of the 10 days, the class culture has begun. It's beginning to emerge. So what we need to do is facilitate and encourage and keep that flow going. Now the way we do that in the classroom is through daily classroom meetings, through symbols around the room like the vision, mission statements, the values and the value chains stay up in the room all year. When you hit trouble during the year, you can go back to the vision and say, now look, you made a commitment at the beginning of the year to work hard with the rest of us to keep working and helping this classroom to achieve its mission. That behaviour is not doing that.
The program is revisited at the start of each term, so that the children are taken through a mini focus, if you like, at the start of each term, which again reinforces all of the things that we talked about. So that's something that came in too, isn't it, Paul? That we decided to do a bit each term.
The question we get asked quite often when people visit our school is what really differences it make and what evidence do you have to really show there's actually been a difference. There is so much that's done in the school, as you can see on the framework that we've developed, that learning how to learn is one dot point out of probably about 30 dot points of things that we do within the school. And if there has been an improvement, it's really hard to say, well, the improvement is a result of learning how to learn. In terms of academic improvement, we can look at a number of things there, and certainly the AIM, the Achievement Indicator Monitor, is one way of measuring an improvement in academic results at Year 3 and Year 5. And our results show that back from 1998 up until 2003, there has been either strong or steady improvement in each of those areas that have been tested.
You would expect that East wouldn't be as good. Their demographics much broader, and yet this year in Year 7, that's not the case at all. So this year's group who have come through the East Warrnambool people are really well prepared for high school and organised and ready to learn.
So this data backs up our anecdotal evidence, is just suggesting to us that there's certainly been a reduction in bullying. The staff survey continues to show that areas such as staff morale, goal congruence, school distress, student misbehaviour, that those aspects of it continue to improve, and they're already very high standards or high scores, and they continue to improve. If we refer to our annual report and have a look at staff sick leave as a measure of the health of the organisation, we find that if we're looking at the non-certificated days, that in a staff of 50 odd staff, that our average number of days is 0.9. So less than 1 day per teacher is taken out of an allocation of 5 days that can be taken without a medical certificate.
I'm in Year 9 at Brower College, and I used to go to Warrnambool East Primary School. My main memories of learning how to learn are learning how to cooperate with your peers and teachers, and how to make learning not so monotonous and boring. It's helped me because it taught me how to learn and also how to cooperate and have fun at school.
We have one particular area in the school where students used to congregate many years ago, and teachers used to jokingly regard it as a war zone. They'd be down there doing all sorts of unsavoury social practices, as boys and girls of that age tend to do. Now those types of behaviours in the playground are virtually non-existent. Children actually are getting on together. They get on together across years, not only just across grades and classes. It's not uncommon to see a Year 6 person interacting with a Year 3 and 4 and helping them out.
So it's a nice, relaxed way for the kids to come back too. So they're setting up the culture in the room, they're having input into it, and what they're saying is being valued.
The kids had input into the running of the classroom. They felt that they were valued and important, but they also got to know you as a teacher, and you got to know the children, and by the end of the 10 days you really knew which kids already were going to be your good spellers or your not so good spellers, who liked reading, who didn't like reading, and it was all from observation and input from the children, and they volunteered that information themselves.
It's just part of the culture here now for both the staff and the students.
The challenge for us now is to develop an assessment schedule, which we already have in place, and to collect some hard data now that we're comfortable with the culture of the school, with the environment of the school, the learning environment. The challenge for us now is to take that and now look not for improvement just in that side, but also to look for an improvement in the academic side as well.
I just see this as being really concerned with people in the school and not with the curriculum. The curriculum happens because the people who deliver the curriculum are working more efficiently.
What are the key lessons that we can share with you if you'd be thinking about undertaking a similar journey?
One of the things that concerns Paul and I is when people ring up and they want the program and it's like a band-aid.
The school has got to say to itself or recognise that it wants or needs to do something better.
you need to actually, before you begin, you need to really go back and look at your basic beliefs and understand. You actually need to do the 5 whys and sort of trace back to say, why do we want to do it? You just don't want to build it around here and think this is a good idea and we'll put it in here, and then after that we'll do it every Tuesday at 2:30. You've really got to go right back to and work out why you want to do it.
I found it really interesting to actually be involved. We sort of really become part of the school, and we're a one now, and we're not office and curriculum people. So I think good advice would be to include perhaps non-teaching staff, teach them what you're learning. I wouldn't be able to go and teach a class, but you can help and you can look after the children. If an emergency happens, you can sort of step in and really know what's going on.
The first year we did it, and even the second year, with the lesson plans that Paula had written up, I think like anything we do for the first time, you tend to stick to it to the letter of the law and think we had to do it through, like step 1, step 2, almost take it through.
It became quite acceptable to say this didn't work for me. It wasn't something set in concrete, and people could say this didn't work for me, what did you do? I did this and this worked, try that. So it wasn't a set in concrete thing, although the basis of the program is still there.
And we were worried that with repeating it each year, the students would become sick of it. We introduced a tool, the Y charts of, what does it feel like, look like and sound like. So we introduced tools like that to take it to another level and make it a little bit different from the previous year.
That you have to remember that you've been on a journey, but you've got to really know the people that you're working with. You've got to know what you value in the school, and I think you have to provide people with PD and be in it together really.